It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Hi folks, I'm at the home of Kaylee Basco. Now who's Kaylee Basco? Kaylee was born with spastic cerebral palsy. Interesting show for you today, folks, to see how technology has advanced so much. Here's a beautiful girl, was born with this, and is enjoying a sort of a good, comfortable life, okay, because of the great teacher she has, the great care she gets, and the fact that it's a good lesson for us to see how we have beautiful children like this who are able to get along and survive. And joining me today, not only the star of our show, Kaylee, right here, who is all excited to see us, okay, but we have Gemma Matteo, who called me, and Gemma says, Sammy, it'll be a great opportunity to talk about Kaylee and what she's accomplished. And believe me, when you see in the show what she's accomplished is fantastic. And Maureen Franzosa is Assistive Technical Specialist. Now, tell me about, spastic cerebral palsy.
All right. Well, cerebral palsy is a brain injury that occurs at birth, and it affects the muscles in her body. And because Kaylee has spastic cerebral palsy, her muscles go into spasms. So you might see throughout the show that her arm will come up, or her body will clench, or her legs will move. And it's all because of the brain injury at birth.
Mm-hmm. And now, when you've been with her a while, right?
Yes, I've been with her since she's 3.5, and she's 18 now.
Okay. Now, tell me, what exactly do you do for her?
Well, my job was to teach her how to communicate. And we started with just pictures, where she would just eye gaze at pictures. We tried to get her to direct access to use her hands, but it just wasn't something that we needed to do, or were able to do for her. Mm-hmm. The first device that she did have, we used to put a tray in front of her, and she would access with her knee, and it would do a row column scan, where she would hit the switch, and it would go rows and then columns until she would get to where she wanted, and then she would hit with her knee again, and it would speak. Mm-hmm. So as she grew older, her communication needs became larger, and the row column scanning was very slow. Mm-hmm. So she was frustrated, her listeners were frustrated, so we put her on the eye gaze system.
Okay, and we're going to explain this Dynavox, which is this is a fabulous unit here. Technology, as I said, has come such a long way, Maureen.
Yes, it has.
Okay, and so many years ago, okay, they didn't have these.
No.
They had nothing. I mean, I remember when I was, a teenager, there was a few friends of mine, my mom's dad's family, that their children had cerebral palsy, but they didn't have the technology today to have at least a semi-normal life. When you're talking about Kaylee here, okay, how's her life? I mean, she can't walk, she can't talk, but however, it seems like she does a lot, right?
Kaylee, do you want to tell them what you like to do? Okay. Here, I'll get you to your table. Oh, there it is. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Use my iPad. I like to.
Don't look at the lights, honey.
Watch TV.
That's it.
So what she's doing, folks, is she's actually eye communicating on
I
this.
like to.
Go ahead, get that guitar. Oh.
Watch on DVD.
She likes to watch
I like
it.
to.
Yeah. Get the guitar.
Go swimming.
Swimming. Oh, she wants to do the whole page.
Okay.
All right. Just let's do the guitar.
I like to.
Okay.
But she likes to do a lot of things. We do get her out.
Now, so therefore, when we explain this Dynavox, okay.
Listen to the guitar when Gemma plays.
Oh, all right. See, speaking of Gemma, okay. So, in other words, this allows her to do communications. Gemma, your role, okay, you're homebound teacher, correct? So what do you do for Kaylee?
I come a couple days a week, and we do academics. We do social studies, science, some math. She's not thrilled with math. Reading. Cognitively, she's intact. So I give her material, I read it to her, I give her study guides, and then I give her a test. I do that with using big paper or big trifolds, and I give her choices. And with her eyes, she'll pick the right choice. I don't put them on here because I can't do that. But grades are always good, 80%, 90%. She's smart.
It's fascinating for me because when you're telling me about you doing all the studies with her and she's communicating with you, you need to have a lot of patience, not only you, but also Kaylee has to do it, because I'm sure she gets very frustrated, okay? And, you know, not that you're trained to do this, but it's a difficult task sometimes. Sure. How are you able to cope with that? So I know Katie is trying to communicate faster with you. Sometimes you can't, but just how do you cope with that?
Well, it was difficult for me because, as you know, I talk a lot. And
no, my gosh, no.
I had to train myself to wait. And you just have to wait, and you have to recognize that they are trying as hard as they can to respond. And if you get nervous about waiting, or your anticipations, then their anticipations grow, and that's not a good thing. So you kind of just have to wait. I try to make communication for her as fast as I can because she is cognitively intact. She does not like to wait, okay? She does not like to be slow. So we do a lot of what's called phraseology, wherein her pages are built with phrases and sentences as opposed to one word. She does have a board where she can go one word at a time and make her own sentences.
And we'll show, when we come back, we're going to show the public how this works for her. So as she's able to communicate more, okay, that gives her a better understanding and feeling of, you know, belonging and working, you know, together. Now, how does a family cope with Kaylee?
Well, they do very well. Kaylee is adopted, and they chose her as a child with a handicap, and
God bless
they're
them.
very good. They're very good
God
with her.
bless them.
Yeah, they're very good.
And you know, like I said, now with it's so beautiful to see this, okay? Because at one point in time, and you know, I'm very pro-life, okay? And I think any life is worth something, okay? And everybody gives a lessons. Today's show, I would hope that people look and say, you know, here's Kaylee, a beautiful girl, and she's able to, you know, get along in life, and sometimes we count our own blessings. But Kaylee is come a long way in developing her educational skills, her talents, etc., thanks to great teachers and certainly great parents. So folks, throughout the show, we're going to put on the show where you could send some donations, okay? Gemma was telling me about St. Jude's Hospital, and what are the costs a day at St. Jude's?
St. Jude's has an operating cost of $2 million a day. Now, the kids don't pay that. The parents don't pay that. It's all free. So when a child gets accepted there, no cost to them. For her graduation project, which is kind of what this is all about, she's been raising money for St. Jude's. And so far, we've done well. We have over $1,000. We went on Facebook and we did an article in the paper. We thought there's probably a lot of other people out there that would like to help her raise some more money. So we're hoping to get some more donations for St. Jude's.
Well, not only that, you know, it's interesting because I know throughout the years I've been doing this show, we bring people on, and sometimes people like to help other people. Sure. And they don't want to see their money being wasted. Sometimes you don't know who you're giving to or whatever. But here is a direct result of what you contribute or what you want to donate to. It's on the screen, St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and where you mail the check to, or go to gofundme.com/5BBEGYSE. And that's on the screen as well, folks. We come back, we'll communicate with Kaylee, and talk a little bit more about her skills. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show. Remember, 24/7, you can watch any of our shows on ssptv.com. And I want to say hi to my friends in Pottsville on Channel 190, Comcast 190, Mount Top Wilkes-Barre in Kingston, Channel 92 on Service Electric Cable Communications. And now we're on Comcast 190 in the Lackawanna area, adding another 72,000 households to our mix. That's Comcast 190, Saturdays and Sundays from 8 to 12. Folks, I'm here at the home of Kaylee Basco. Kaylee has spastic cerebral palsy. Many years ago, for those young children who were born with cerebral palsy, there was no hope. Okay, now we have great technology, we have great people, great teachers, and I'm here with Maureen Franzosa and Gemma Matteo, and Kaylee is saying yes, they are great. Okay. Now, folks, what we're looking at, why don't we show the folks what is this machine and how this helps Kaylee?
Okay, this is a Dynavox DV5 vocal output device. It is an eye gaze system. Down here is a Tobii eye gaze that has cameras on either side of the device, and it hooks to the Dynavox, and Kaylee can communicate by using her eyes. She looks into the device, the camera picks up her eye gaze, and that's how she accesses the machine. It's the same kind of technology that you see on 007 when they go over to try to open up a door with their eyes. So it's technology that's been used very well. To show you how it works, I'll have Kaylee tell you about her graduation project.
My name is Kaylee Basco and I am doing my senior class project.
Keep going.
I am talking to you with my Dynavox vocal output device.
Go ahead. Don't look at those lights, I told you. Come on, right here.
I am collecting money to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and my collection is going very well.
Over here. Okay. That's
Remember,
all right.
the care for these children is free. With your donation, St. Jude's provides everything the children need.
Okay, now what she's doing is, now her eyes are now that was programmed, right? So
yes.
Okay, so how do we know, what if my eyes, would it work with my eyes?
Sure, yes.
Oh, so any eyes that are there, and this is able to pick up what she's looking at, and then she looks at a specific area, and that's what they'll play.
Correct.
So how do you program this? Okay.
Well, it's a computer.
Okay.
Actually, this device is a computer, and you just, stop going to the dashboard, Joe. You just go like this, and okay, you want to? All right, okay. Go ahead. She's doing it. She just accessed an area to be. Do you want to? Let's just type in bye. Okay, goodbye. Do you want to start with the G, or do you want me to type it?
Well, she's looking at it.
All right. There you go. You got it. Go. That was good. O. Okay, now wait. Let's see if we can find it. This is a word prediction up here, and it picks up what she needs.
Keeping in mind, folks, she's on television right now.
Yeah,
and,
she's a little...
She's just a little hyper. But we get the picture is she could sit here then and program what she wants to program, right? Mm-hmm. So when we leave, she could say, well, it was nice being on the Sam Lesante Show. Mm-hmm. She could plug that in at her leisure, right?
Sure.
Okay. So, Gemma, just come over a little bit so we could see here. In teaching her, do you use this?
I never use this.
Okay.
It's more for communication. Okay. I understand her now. So like I said, when I give her questions on a test, I read the question to her, or she reads it herself, I'll give her 3 answers. I write it out on big paper. Okay. She can tell me which one by looking at it. Okay. This is, when she goes out into the community, people don't know how to communicate with her. So if she has this at a restaurant, she can order food. Okay. She can talk to people and say, hi, my name's Kaylee Basco. So I don't use it at all for education.
Okay.
It's really not supposed to be used for education. It is a dedicated communication device. Yeah.
So, in using this, it gives her an opportunity of communicating with someone. Now, she hears everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she hears, so we don't have to yell or,
no.
okay. So, in this communication skills, okay, when they didn't have this, okay, how do they communicate?
Well, we used to use, because of course I'm old, and I've been teaching for 40 years, we used to use pictures.
Okay.
Okay, and they would either hit the picture or gaze at the picture, one of the ways, and it was fine, but I mean, you had to make tons of pictures. You didn't have a computer that made the pictures for you, and it's just a lot better to use.
What do you enjoy doing?
All right, okay. All right, let me see.
Go outside.
Good. All right. And what else?
Watch TV.
I hope you watch my show. What else you like to do?
How about this one?
Go swimming.
Oh, so now let's talk about swimming, okay, folks? As you know, swimming is extremely important for people such as Kaylee, just to get some exercise. Now, she asked, there's a lift you need to lift her different places. They have the lifts in the house, okay? She needs a lift. She needs a lift to go in and out of the pool. And the lift is roughly about $5,000, okay? So for those of you who would like to help Kaylee get that lift, it'd be great if you could just call the number on the screen, or excuse me, the St. Kaylee Basco. That would just be going to Kaylee, right, for the pool.
Make a check for that.
And we'd just make a check out to Kaylee Basco for helping her with the pool. It'd be such great exercise for her. To at least become more mobile. So this unit is extremely important to communicate, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a $17,000 piece of equipment.
Right. So I could tell you about lifts that I see here, folks. Maybe Samuel will take some B-roll, show you them, the project she's doing, and the fact that Gemma's educating her. So everyone's worth some salt. Everybody brings something to our society and to life, and Kaylee definitely is bringing a lot of hope and to a lot of people.
I swim in my pool in the backyard.
Okay. She wants to tell you about it.
She's pushing for that lift, folks. She's pushing for that lift. We're going to take a break and come back, and let's just talk a little bit more about Kaylee. Stay with us.
Good girl.
Hi folks, we're here at the home of Kaylee Basco. Kaylee is a beautiful 18-year-old girl who has spastic cerebral palsy. She cannot speak, she cannot walk, but she certainly understands a lot. And she's very educable. And we have here Maureen Franzosa, who is the Assistive Technical Specialist who works with communications with Kaylee. And we have Gemma Matteo, who is a homebound teacher teaching Kaylee. Just briefly, before we talk about her special project and why it's so important, what is spastic cerebral palsy again?
It's a brain injury that a child is born with that affects the muscles of the body. So she cannot walk, she has no intentional movement and of her hands, and cannot speak because it involved all of the muscles.
Okay. Now you've been working with children for 40 years, correct? All right. Now when we talk about when she was born, okay. Now this is the interesting thing, folks. When we talk about how wonderful life is, she was born with spastic cerebral palsy, and guess what? She was adopted. Okay, which is great. I mean, so here's a great set of parents, and my hat goes off to them, that taking God's creation and adopting that person and making this person the beautiful girl that she is. And with the things of communication, so you adopt a lot of things in your work, and we all try to help people out. And so we're trying to raise some money for her pool, which they need $5,000 for because they spend tons of money on their other lifts here. And of course, there's a project that she's working for St. Jude's. Tell us about this St. Jude project that you're putting together.
Well, she has to do a graduation project because she graduates this year. And I asked her which fund she would like to give money to. I thought she was going to pick the animal shelter. When I came back the next time, she had picked St. Jude's Research Hospital for Children. And the reason being, well, she'll tell you about it.
Well, tell me why you picked the St. Jude's Hospital.
Because I have been in the hospital a lot. I know how important it is to have what you need for care and comfort. St. Jude's provides care and comfort for their patients and their families. I wanted to help raise some money. So in other words, Miss Matteo.
with Miss Matteo, that's great.
She helps.
So, yeah, I see her. She's right here. Yes. So what happens is here again. You program this in, okay? So,
Yes.
So folks, she programs this in, and then she looks at it and it responds, okay? And this unit is called the Dynavox.
Correct.
Okay, very high in technology. It costs $17,000.
Yes.
Correct. So you have the wheelchair, you have all of the necessary
Bath
things coming
chair,
in.
everything.
Yeah. So once again, folks. Not that it's a telethon here, but it'd be great for you to contribute to help her out about the project. Okay, so when you come here, you work with her just like any other student would be. And now, we talked about this a little before. How do you communicate? What are you teaching her?
We do all the subjects. She has to do the subjects that she would get in school, not at a high school level, but a little less. But she gets social studies, science, math, reading. We've done interviews in case she ever wanted to get a job. We've practiced interviews. I developed the curriculum as we go along. And we do cater to her interests. She loves singers. Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, Taylor
she's got all
Swift.
excited.
Okay, all right. Well, she wants to tell you that.
Okay, go ahead, tell us.
Tell me some of your singers.
My favorite singers are
Go ahead. Now it's on. Go.
Demi Lovato,
Go ahead. Yes, go.
Taylor Swift,
Good.
Who else?
Ariana,
So what she's doing is
Go ahead. Okay.
she's making contact. She put those names in there.
Yes, we did.
And there's like
she
icons
helped
that
me
come
with
up. They're not-
everyone.
yeah.
Yes.
And so she puts those names in, and then because the machine is with her eyes, when she's looking into that responds her.
Yes.
That's how she communicates.
Yep.
Okay. Which is fantastic. I think this is great. So if she wants to tell her mom something, okay, how does she get her mom's attention?
She can just go to her main page.
And she does this all, folks. I mean, she's doing it with that, but she does all this with her eyes. Okay.
Yeah, that's right, Kayla. Up here, people. There you go.
Okay.
And then she just calls her and speak it. That's right. You were right. I know you're getting nervous. All right, it's okay.
Mom,
And then she speaks.
Okay, so her mom could be here, she could be there, and then she wants her mom or her dad, she could just plug it in, or if she wants Sammy, she'll say Sammy, she could plug that in, which is, again, a great opportunity. I talk about everyone in this world has something to offer, okay? And when you look at all people like Kaylee,
Okay, Mom come. She just told you that that's what she does when
so
it's time.
Mom come, okay,
she goes,
good.
Mom come. All right, enough showing off.
Well, this is Kaylee Basco, folks, 18 years old, and she's has a couple projects going. Well, first of all, they're looking to raise money for St. Jude's, but again, there's a special project right here at the home. They'd love to have a lift so she could go in a swimming pool. And folks, all the other lifts here, this is all out-of-pocket money for the family. And Kaylee's such a beautiful girl, and you two have such great patience. My wife's a registered nurse, and I say to her, I don't know how nurses, assistant nurses, or anyone who's involved with health today, healthcare, you just have to, first of all, you're not doing it for the money, that's for sure. No. You do it because you love people, and I think that's great. Maureen Franzosa, folks, she is we call her the Assistive Technical Specialist, and my good friend here, Gemma Matteo, who would call me. And anytime you have projects like this with beautiful girls like this, you could call me anytime, Gemma, okay? Gemma Matteo is the homebound teacher. And of course, the star of our show right here, folks, Kaylee Basco. So if you can help her out, it'll be great. We'll see you next time.